Yo, what's going on, yo? I'm JB Hoops, and today I'm starting off a little mini-series. Today I've got my top 10 point guards for the 2022-23 season, and I might make this a little series before the season starts. But firstly, let's just get into some honorable mentions. Obviously, there's so many guys that just missed out. You've got De'Aaron Fox. I think he's going to have a really good year. CJ McCollum was great last season. Fred VanVleet's always very good. I think Cade Cunningham's set to have a huge season as well. There's guys like DeJounte Murray, Marcus Smart even. And one guy that I don't have in my top 10 that might surprise a few people is CP3. I think he may finally regress a little bit, so I do not have him top 10, but he is an honorable mention. And now let's just get into my top 10 point guards for the upcoming season. Starting off the top 10, I have Jrue Holiday. He's always overlooked on these type of lists. I don't think he performed at his best in the playoffs last season, but in the regular season he was fantastic. He averaged 18.3 points, 6.8 assists, played great defense, and shot the ball really efficiently from all over the floor. He is the best two-way guard in the league. Sorry, Marcus Smart. His game perfectly complements Giannis and Chris Middleton. He can get buckets when he needs to, lock up the best perimeter player on the opposition, and set up his teammates. And I think he'll continue his good run in Milwaukee and have another great season. I have Darius Garland as my 9th best point guard. DG would have been higher on this list, but because of the unexpected trade that sent Donovan Mitchell to the Cavs, I had to drop him down a few spots as he is now sharing the backcourt with another All-Star. I still believe Garland will have a great season. He was excellent last season for the Cavs, and when they were healthy, they were looking like one of the best teams in the East. And I expect the Cavs to be only better this season with DG as their primary ball handler and playmaker. He will also continue to be efficient from all over the floor, but with how many weapons the Cavs have now, I don't think Garland will put up some of the numbers these other guys might. At 8, I have LaMelo Ball. Straight up, the Hornets had a terrible offseason. A lot of it was not their fault, but they're probably not going to be a playoff team next season. From them fumbling Kenny Atkinson and the Miles Bridges situation, the Hornets have a very average team with Steve Clifford as their head coach. LaMelo will probably take on a lot more scoring duties and he'll put up numbers for sure, and even if his team isn't great, I still expect him to have a huge season and put up some monster numbers, probably somewhere close to 25 points per game. I don't know exactly how the Nets are going to run their lineups. Ben Simmons might be their primary playmaker, but I have Kyrie Irving as my 7th best point guard. Kyrie has been a very polarizing player throughout his career, but since the lockdowns, he's been a meme and looked on as a very unreliable player. I think the Nets will be very good this season, and Kyrie being back full-time with no restrictions will be vital to their success. Playing alongside Ben Simmons, he'll get a ton of easy looks, and he'll always be an excellent shot maker as well, so he's going to get a lot of buckets. So I kind of expect Kyrie's numbers and efficiency to look incredible this year, as the Nets hopefully get past all the drama and live up to their potential as a team. So I have Kyrie Irving as my 7th best point guard for the upcoming season. At 6, I have James Honeybun Harden. We all know that a healthy, in-shape James Harden is one of the best players in the NBA, but a ton of people are calling him washed and writing him off, as they expect a further decline from Harden in this upcoming season. But despite playing well below his MVP level for quite a few seasons now, I think after a full off-season, Harden will be more explosive and consistent, hungry for a championship in Philly, and overall closer to his prime self from just a few seasons ago. I think he'll lead Philly alongside Joel Embiid to a top seed in the East as they aim for a championship. I just have him over Kyrie because I really value his playmaking, but I also think his ability to get to the rim and draw fouls is super valuable, so I think James Harden will be the 6th best point guard in the NBA next season. At 5, I have Trae Young. Trae has been excellent offensively ever since he came into the league. He's put up close to 30 points and 10 assists for a couple years now, and I think everyone knows what he's capable of now. We just want to see it in the playoffs. But he did really carry the injury-riddled Hawks team last season, but with more help arriving through DeJounte Murray, I think Trae's numbers might drop a little bit. But he'll still be as effective as ever in the pick and roll, as well as show a little bit of what he can do off the ball, which I'm really excited for. Having Trae Young at 5 is not really a knock on Trae, more so how high I am on some of the other guys and their context compared to his. But I think Trae will have a great season, so I have him at 5. My 4th best point guard next season will be Damian Lillard. Dame didn't play much last season and wasn't great when he was playing, but after dealing with lingering injuries for years, he is now said to be completely healthy and ready to make a playoff push with a new look Blazers squad and some really good defenders around him. I think Dame will return to his peak form, be dominant offensively and score with the best of them, and I also think the Blazers will surprise some people and actually be a really solid team, with Dame at the helm as a dark horse MVP candidate. I think Ja Morant will be a top 3 point guard next season. This ranking does feel a little bit disrespectful to Trae Young because I think Ja and him are pretty similar, but Jaren is likely to miss some time at the start of the year with a foot injury, so I expect Ja's role to be pretty huge, and I also think he'll continue to get better as a shooter. Ja will be an extremely difficult man to defend if he can knock down the jumper when teams drop or go under on screens. And overall, I think the Grizzlies will be very good again, and Ja Morant will take on a huge responsibility, and he'll obviously be the catalyst for that team's success. So I have Ja Morant at 3. The top 2 is very difficult to decide. I'm sure everyone knows who they are. But at 2, I have Steph Curry. Coming off of his 4th ring and a great season, I expect Curry to continue being one of the best players in the game. However, I also kind of expect him to take a little step back, allowing Klay to get his, Poole to take a leap, and the rest of the young guys to also improve. So he might just coast in the regular season, saving his energy and best performances for the postseason. But even in saying that, I still think he'll have an amazing season. He's definitely still capable of winning another MVP, but for now I have Steph Curry at 2. Now at number 1, I'm going with Josh Giddey. Now I'm just playing, obviously I've got Luka Doncic. I don't know how good the Mavs will be, but I'm certain Luka will be as dominant as ever. JaVale McGee is still a great play finisher and will be a presence in the paint on both ends of the floor, and a great pick and roll partner for Luka. Without Jalen Brunson, Luka is going to have an insanely high usage season. He's going to put up numbers probably somewhere around a 30-point triple-double, and should have a very good chance at winning his first MVP award. So I think Luka will not only be the best point guard in the league next season, I think it's very likely he'll be a top 3 or 4 player in the league if he isn't already, and he has a very good shot at winning an MVP award. That's all I got for this one. Make sure to sign up to BetUS. Use the link that's in my description, in my comments, whatever. Get you some money, get me some money, win-win. Anyway, that finishes up the vid. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment down below. I might make this a series before the season starts, so let me know if you want to see the rest of the positions. But that's all I got, so Jebby Hoops out.